Yeah, the question is what is the meaning of language?
A way of communication, I would say.
Perfect, perfect, exactly. That is what I was looking for. So a way of communication between two persons, or it can be between any number of things. So in order to communicate, you need some language. For example, I want to convey information from whatever I have to you, and you want to ask whatever you want from your side. So for that purpose, we're taking a support of English language. So let's consider that I don't know this English language. I want to learn this language so that we both can communicate with each other. So what I will do is I will start with the characters or alphabets, you can say. So initially I will be learning alphabets A to Z, correct? So after that I will be
Correct.
start making a word of that, and then sentence, and then statements, and then this all will be followed. So in the same way, when you talk about the programming language also, it follows the same. Here also you will be having a characters. These characters are nothing but a characters which you are going to use for coding while writing a code, and using these characters you are going to write a special keywords, and using this character you are going to write a program using this word. For example, there is something so called system.out.println. So this is a complete statement which is used for printing a message. So in this we are having a characters A to Z, and we have some parentheses over there, brackets I mean, and many more things, blah blah blah. So who will be understanding this code? So this code is something which will be handled by two people, two things. One is a humans, and at the another end is your computer or machine. It can be any machine, ATM machine, XYZ. So in order to understand, in order to translate your feelings to this machine and understanding what machine is trying to convey you, we need assembler. Okay, so all these things, assemblers and all, we'll see down the line. So for this purpose we go for a language. So in computer background, in computer terminology, we have multiple type of languages. One is low level language, one is middle level language, one is high level language. So what is low level, what is middle level, and what is high level? All these explanations you don't need as if now. So this thing just I will give you in a nutshell. So all this depends upon a type of language which you are learning. For example, if you're going for the C, this is known as low level language. If you're going for Java or .NET or SAP BI, this all comes under the high level language. And I'm for getting what comes under the middle level language examples. So what I'm going to do is I'm just removing this one. So we will be learning about what is meant by characters in Java, and then we will be learning about the special keywords, and then we will be start writing a code. So for that purpose, I have everything ready as a syllabus. So when we talk about Java, Java is ocean basically. It is having no limit. It's a very wide level language. But in the order to understand this wide level language, we need some minimum things. minimum concepts like OOPS, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction. All these terminologies might be new for you. So these things, and what is meant by string. So all these things are nothing but what we are going to write in the program and what we are going to tell the machine and what machine is trying to understand it and execute it. All this comes under that. Let me quickly open one presentation. So what do you understand by the term characters? Characters are nothing but alphabets, numbers, which is used for framing. I'm very poor in this spellings, please. I'm sorry for that. And special symbols, or else you can say symbols. So it's all about the numbers whichever we have used from negative to positive, all will be used in Java terminology. And characters are nothing but from A to Z, caps to small, all this will be used. And symbols, every character, every number, and every symbol is having its own unique representation in terms of programming. So all symbols will come here like dollar, everything will be used over here. Now let's come to the special characters, or you can say it as keywords. So in our English language also we are having couple of reserved words. For example, morning. It is having its specific meaning which will be used at specific time. So here it's morning 7:30 a.m. whereas it's evening over there. So if I say evening time as a morning time, then it sounds in a different way. So every word is having its own meaning. So in the same way, Java is also having some reserved words. For example, void. For example, null. For example, int, char, double, float, system. So whenever it listens about this kind of words, it will be going for specific level execution. Void means don't do anything. So in this way, there are nearly 300 reserved words which are used while coding. And these are specific and standard which cannot be changed. It's already occupied by your compiler. You will be learning about that, what is compiler, what is interpreter, once we start coding about that. So starting a coding at this level, it's not a big deal, but before coding, what we write inside code, that is very important, because I'm not dealing with engineers who have already worked on Java or C language. I'm dealing with the people who are not aware of, who are not even aware about the basics of programming. So for that purpose, I have to go from the zero level. Any questions?
No, so far so good. By
Okay.
me, at least.
Now, I have a question, Mohammed.
Yeah.
For those reserved words, are you trying to say that, let's say, if I'm writing a code and like I'm giving a name for anything, Okay, I cannot give it any of those reserved names, right?
Correct, correct.
It has to be a unique name. Okay, okay, I know, I understand.
Yeah, very good question asked by you. For example, I'm giving a name as Alex. Okay, and here you can see that this one is a reserved word, so I can't use it like this. System equal to Alex. So here name is nothing but my own unique representation variable. So I can't use this reserved words in place of this because it's already reserved. We will see this going forward. We will see these examples, what exactly it means. One simple example I have taken initially, like morning is there. I want to use this word and good morning is there. Okay. It's already reserved by English, in English terminology. It's already reserved. So if I want to change this to XYZ blah blah blah, so I can give another one, but I can't use the same one again because for that purpose it's already reserved over here. Does it make sense? Let me give this example once again. So what I am doing is, here is a name Alex. This is nothing but the user defined variable. So whenever I try to call name, it will call Alex over there because name is Alex, or else x equal to 10, a plus b we have learned, right? Let me take an example of y equal to 20 and x plus y. So this z will return me 30 over here, correct?
Correct.
So x is nothing but a name of the variable which is holding 10. Y is nothing but a name of the variable which is holding 20. So when I add them, then it will return 30. So in place of x, I can't write system equal to 10 because system is a word which is already occupied by your compiler. So that is known as reserved word.
Oh, I see. I see.
In place of
It's
system,
basically assigned. It's already been assigned something for
correct,
its own unique.
correct, correct, exactly. If you want, you really need it, then you can use systems, or else you can use underscore x, anything you can use. But already occupied thing you can't use over there. So that is known as reserved word, because whenever compiler comes over here and sees system, it tries to do some default operation over there, but it sees that
Mm,
you are trying to use it for different purpose for which it is not built for, so it will throw an error. So that those are reserved words. So it is very
got
important
it.
to reserve something in every way wherever you go. So if you reserve something, then it gives a function of reusability. Like morning, people represent morning like it's light in the daytime, well the people will walk. So many things, in spite of describing in this way, we give in a small way. In a nutshell, morning. Morning means at the back end all these things will come. In the same way, it is having its own meaning. It is having its own code at the back end. Chalo, let me proceed further. This thing we are going to do handle practically when we start coding about this. So these are the reserved words. There are more than 300 reserved words in Java, which is used by the compiler for doing some specific task. And another thing is, I will not dictate something over here, or and you will be writing pen and paper. That will not be there. In spite of that, I will be sharing all my notes with you. parallelly, so that it will save time as well. And when it comes to if you understand practical things, you can make the theory from your side. Still, if you have any questions, we'll sit together and we'll try to resolve that.
Okay,
Thank
sounds
you.
good.
Perfect. So up to here we have seen this. Now there is something so called data types. So this is also comes under, let me take in terms of a common language like English language. So in English language also we represent numbers in a different way. We have something like integers, we have something like characters, we have something like symbols. So all these things we have divided. When we talk about integers, we use it for calculation purpose. When we go for characters, using that we will frame words and do many more. And when we talk about this symbols, then here addition, subtraction, plus, minus, and multiplication, all these things we will use in the day-to-day life. The same thing follows over here. So for computer also, there is a terminology so called data type. So in you are going to deal with integers over here, like we have taken example integer x equal to 10, and we also have something so called fraction in regular life, where we will be writing a by b form, 5 by 2, 3 by 2, 22 by 7, and that also can be notated as 2.14 in that way. So fractions we have. So this integer in computer terminology is called as integer only, and this fraction is known as float over here. I will explain you what is that float. And here you have character as char and character both you have, and another one is like here you will be having a string. Much more you have double and long. See that. So what is this exactly? If you see over here, all positive to negative values, which is not in fraction, in which is not in a by b form.
Whole numbers.
Yeah, perfect. Whole number. This is a perfect word I'm looking for. Whole numbers is known as integer. This we have studied in our mathematics when we were in second, third, or school standards. So in the same way, here also whole numbers will be followed. If you want to do something like x equal to 10 or y equal to 20, all this you have to tell your compiler that it belongs to integer. And in order to convey that, you will be using a keyword so called int. Integer will be represented as int in computer terminology. We will be dealing this once we start programming. So before writing a code, we have to understand what we are going to write there. So I'm trying to cover this basics. In the same way, fractions, a by b form numbers from negative to positive, like 22 by 7, or else you can take as 2.14, all. So rational numbers, correct?
Correct.
So here you will be having the same, but for your compiler's sake, you will be giving its own representation. You have to tell the compiler. It will not understand our English vocabularies over there. It is having its own vocabulary terminology. So that is nothing but float. It will be represented as float. And whenever you are going for the fraction, you have to use f over there. So if you write in this way, the compiler understand, oh, it's a fraction, I have to handle in a fraction level, or it's a whole number or positive number. then I have to handle in that way. Immediately it will be looking for the data type. So this will be finally represented in this way, int x equal to 10. So other than functions, everything will be terminated with the semicolon. You have to follow with semicolon. Whenever you end your statement, you have to put semicolon, other than functions and methods. What is function, what is method, that we'll see down the line. So in the same way, same example follows over here. Float pi equal to 2.14 f. So once it see f over there, immediately it will be looking for the float keyword. If you don't specify this, compiler will throw an error. So it will check. So your data should be represented in this way. If you want to find the area of a circle, then you need a pi value. And if you know that the result is going to be returned in fraction, then you can give in this way, comma, area, because the result is going to be in the fraction. And finally what you are going to do is area equal to pi into r. Again you need a radius. So for the radius you need integer value r equal to 3. It can be 3 centimeter. So in this
I
way
think pi is 3.14.
it's 3.14. Okay, thank you. It's a long time we have used this.
No problem.
Thanks for,
Yeah, I was kind of thrown off.
yeah, thank you so much. The next one is character. So whenever we are dealing with this floating and all, you have to use the data type as float. If you're dealing with the whole numbers, then use data type as int. And whenever you are dealing with character, you have to give char over here, and you have to give like this. Let me explain you what is this. So char is nothing but dealing with individual character. So it can be A to Z, it can be number, it can be anything. So whenever you are going to deal with this character, you have to enclose in single quote. So these are nothing but the syntaxes which we have to follow, which is under the compiler will it gives to the compiler, and compiler will return as per whatever you have written. So here we go. If you want to give something like x equal to a, then you have to enclose in a single quote with a single character. We should not use two characters over here. So in the same way, string. So words will be represented as string. String is nothing but the sequence of characters. All character sequence will be there, like John. But whenever you are dealing with this sequence of characters, you have to enclose that in a double quotes. And syntactically we do in this way, string name equal to John, in this way. So what is this? And this one is this. So these are nothing but the variables. So we are going to see that now. What is variable? Variable is a name which is used for assigning some values. For example, I have given 10 to x. So x is a name for which we have assigned 10. In the same way, student ID. So student ID equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it is a name which is assigned with the ID. Okay. So in the same way, pi is also there. In the same way, x is also there. In the same way, name is also there. So all these are known as variable, and it is also called as identifier. So whenever you are using variable, you have to take care of one thing, couple of things in fact. The first one is it should not be a keyword, because it's already occupied by someone else. For example, if I go in this way like int equal to 3, this is invalid. Int, not int, x equal to 3, this is valid. Why this is invalid? This is invalid because int is already used for a data type purpose by your compiler. So you can't use it. So we have to take care of this thing. Second level. So whenever you are trying to give a name to the variable, try to give a valid name like x, y, z, pi. It indicates that it represents the pi value, default pi value. Name, it indicates that a name of a person or name of something. So if you don't give a valid, for example, in place of name you have given as something over there, so it's still valid, but it's a good practice if you give a proper naming, if you follow a naming proper names like what it is this is representing. By reading this you will come to know, oh, it represents the name of a person, okay, like that. And the third thing is, if you want to go for big names for the variable like name of a person, then we should follow a camel case. Camel case is like this. So what is the difference between this and this?
Capital
Yeah,
O, capital P.
yeah, capital O and capital P. So it should
How
start
come
with the, yeah, please go ahead.
how come the N is not capitalized?
Yeah, camel case means first letter of the first word will be in small, and this another character of the another word will be capital. It will be like this. So if you give like this, it is very easy to read. So these are the rules which you have to follow while writing a code. Your manager who is sitting on side or off side, he is not aware about your experience or XYZ. He just asks to another guy, I need a guy who have a knowledge on programming. I want to assign some work. By seeing your code, he will judge you how much experienced you are. So these small things you have to take care. So this makes your code pretty simple, and it gives a very value added to your code as well. So whenever you are trying to define a variable, you should define in this way. You should take care of this camel case, and you should take care of this avoiding the keywords. And third point is you should not provide any space in between like this.
It can be underscore, right? Between instead of space.
Yes, I was about to say that. You can use underscore as well as dollar.
Okay, Mohammed, for the camel case, are you trying to say that the code is case sensitive?
No, no. You can specify in this way as well. This is what you can say, to make the things more beautiful and to make the things appropriate, we go for this thing. So these are the
Oh,
rules given by the people who have developed a programming language. So whenever this is known as naming conventions. So
Mhm.
if you follow this naming conventions, then it means that you are following a programmer's guide.
Got it.
Okay.
So you said you could use name underscore of name
Yeah,
underscore person also?
yeah, you can use in this way as well. And there is nothing harm in using this one as well. This one is also valid, this one is also valid, and this one is also valid. All these
But
three.
the best one to use is the middle one.
Yeah, best one to use is the middle one. Perfect. And you can't use symbols directly. The last point which I want to add over here is, for example, $1 equal to as 65 or XYZ. You can't use symbols directly. So if you want to use, then you can use dollar like this, or else you can go in this way as well. So symbols cannot be used for assigning. Okay, so symbols you can't use directly. So before using any symbol, either you have to start with character or underscore, in that way. Underscore I need to check about it, because I have to check that. You have to use character. I hope it is clear, right? This is invalid and below one is valid. So, invalid. This is invalid
So,
because, yeah, please go ahead.
okay, now we use the dollar sign for something else, that's right?
Correct, correct,
Okay, that's why it's invalid here, because here when you're trying to define define variable, it cannot be dollar sign because dollar sign is like reserved for something else.
correct. Exactly. In the
Okay,
same way, you can't use at the rate also.
yeah,
You can't
okay,
use hash, all these things. So for that reason itself, your compiler will not allow you to use this. If you try to use also, your program will not execute.
okay.
So because again, those are reserved for symbols, under symbols, right?
Correct, correct. Those are reserved under
Oh,
symbols. So I hope up to here it's pretty clear, right?
Yeah, so far so good.
So let me ask
crystal.
quick questions to you over here. Representing a data type. So this belongs to which data type? Now we have to talk in terms of computer terminology, that is language. You have to represent this words which I have written in bracket. We shall forget
Car,
about this thing. So this belongs to which data type?
car,
Okay. Any other answer?
character.
Oh, this is integer.
Correct. So
Oh, x equals 10.
yeah, this can be anything. It's not. So as it deals with the whole numbers, so it's an integer. So we have to tell the compiler that it's an integer. For that purpose, you have to write like this. Now, let me ask another question to you. This belongs to which one?
Fraction.
Yeah, fraction. In terms of programming, what it is?
Float.
Perfect. So this goes to the float one. And now name equal to XY, something I'm giving.
Car.
Okay.
Oh, no, no.
No,
Sorry,
this
word.
is actually
String.
a string.
Yeah, it's a string. Perfect.
I don't know why I'm stuck on car.
Yeah.
Just give an example of car already.
Yes. Let me take a car example now. OPT equal to capital A. This goes for, yeah, here we
Care.
go. Yes, can.
Can we use OPT?
Yes,
Isn't that reserved?
it's not reserved one. You can use OPT.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
You can use option. I will give you, I will take tomorrow about this installation, reserved words, list of reserved words. Everything we'll see tomorrow, this one. So today just we are going to walk across how the programming code looks like, what is needed over there. So if you want, if I say you to perform addition of two numbers and the numbers are x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. So how we are going to represent this? First of all, these two numbers are integer. So I have to go in this way. Int x equal to 1 and int y equal to 2. And then we need one more number, one more variable in which we are going to store x and y in this way. Now, so now z will be holding 3 over here. So addition of two numbers, you need two integer variable with assigning of values and finally storing in the third variable. If I say you to find area of a circle where radius is nothing but 4, so can you tell me what all we need over here? I will start writing quickly.
int.
Int
R equals 4.
r equals 4.
Then the area of a circle is 2 pi. 2 pi r or r pi r squared.
Like this.
Well, you cannot write it this way. You have to define the variable.
Correct, correct.
So you can say area underscore of.
What I should write, I will quickly type over here. Yeah, let me do that. So pi r square is a formula. 2 pi r it is. For example, whatever it might be, x, y, z, whatever the formula is. So
It's area pi r squared. Pi
into r. This is going to be happened, right? This is what a formula we have.
Now, do I need to define pi?
Yeah, we are going over there. First, what we will do is, we will see what all we needed. We are doing some documentation work here. Oh, I need pi variable. I need r variable. Okay, let me go for the pi variable now. So at the time of defining pi variable, I have to see it belongs to integer or float. Okay, this guy belongs to float. Let me define float. Now I have to judge from my side. I want the result in terms of integer or float. There can be a chance of getting a float value. There can be a chance of getting an integer value. So what I'm doing is, finally I'm going like this. I'm going for the float. Float area equal to pi into r into r. So in this way we complete the program. What happens if I give integer here? I'm not sure about. They can be an integer, they can be float. So what happened over here is, even though if it returns some float value, let's consider it returns 78f, 7.8f, but I'm storing it at the integer level, then what happened is it will display only 7. Decimals will be removed.
So if I define it as float, it can take it as full integer, like whole number, or it can take it as normal, like a float fraction, right?
Correct. If you take as integer, only whole number will come. Even though the fraction is not there, it's there, then it will skip the fraction value and display the whole number. And if you go with float, if even though the result is 7, it will display in this way. It includes the decimals as well.
Okay.
Now let's write one more program. Area of triangle, side equal to 10. Let's start writing about this one. So first level, what is the formula for this? Half into base into height. Is it correct? It's a right angle triangle.
Yes.
Let's consider it's a right angle triangle. Half 0.5 into base into height.
Like,
If it is wrong also, we are not here to learn about the mathematics formulas. We are trying to frame our programming code using these formulas. That's it. So we need inputs over here. What all we need is we need base from the user and we need height value also. So from there we have designed in this way. Area equals. Now at this level we came to know that we need how many variables here. We need to define how many variables.
3.
Yeah, we need to define 3 variables. So can you tell me quickly so that I will start coding over here?
Okay, so integer base equals 11, and then integer base equals 30, and then I want to say float
Float.
area equal.
Perfect. Awesome. So this will return me the area. This variable will be holding the final result. So whenever you have two integers, you can define in this way, as well as you can use comma over there, and you can, second one is height. I missed, you said height, so I typed base over this, sorry. So in spite of writing int twice, you can go in a single way also.
Mm.
By
Is there like a limit to how many?
Yeah, integer is having its own limit. Oh, you mean to say how many variables we can declare over here? There is no limit for that.
In one line. Okay.
No limit, no limit. You can go with n number of. Okay. So that's it for today's class. Tomorrow we will be starting installation of Java, and then we will be writing a small hello world program on that. And do you have
Uh,
Java installed in your
Go
machine?
ahead.
I do, and
I
Eclipse.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have it too. Are you
Okay.
talking about the JDK?
Yeah, JDK.
Yeah, I think I have it. I have clips too. Okay, Mohammed, how many days are we gonna be doing
Uh, Basically we can complete
a
this in
week?
1 month as well, or 45 days. I don't have any problem. It's all up to you. So how many days you want me to?
Okay, okay. Well, for me, I told you, I actually wanna learn this, but it's all about also Alex. He actually wants to learn everything from scratch, so it all depends on him, like mostly. So I will join whenever I can, but I'll be there most of the time. I just want to confirm if we're gonna take on the weekend or no.
Weekend, I
If
don't
we're gonna
take it.
have classes over the weekend or no.
No, we don't have
Okay,
classes on
okay,
weekend.
now I understand.
And if you miss
Okay,
my
then we'll meet
class,
every.
yeah, Alex and you, if you miss my class anytime, I will be uploading the videos. You can see from that as well. But see, if you both miss, then I am to whom I should explain then? Then it will be a problem for me.
No,
Correct?
no, I mean, no, I'm not planning on missing any sessions.
Okay.
No, we're not gonna miss that. Thank you very much, Mohammed.
Correct. And
So
Okay, we'll see
basically,
you tomorrow.
so we're
sure.
basically meeting Monday through Friday, right, Mohammed?
Yeah, Monday to Friday will go.
Monday. For 1 hour each
Yeah,
day.
but
Yes, yes, for 1 hour. And if you
yeah,
we'll see if required, we'll go for the weekends as well. And if you have some extra time, then we'll see. I'm ready to give subject. The thing is how much you're going to grasp it, that is very important.
Or no, I
yeah.
mean I plan on
Well,
like practicing as well, so I know that most of everything you're explaining, it really, it's mostly about doing practice on our own, you know.
Correct, you're right. And so Alex, how many days you want me to take for this course? Because at the beginning level only we should decide about this thing. So you
Yeah,
want me to
sure. I mean,
end by what? It's November 10 over here.
I today is what, like 9, so I mean I guess like we could end it sometime like I'm fine with 45 days if this is gonna take, so we could learn
yeah,
it like good.
45 days.
Okay,
Hmm.
perfect.
Well, Alex,
45.
just keep in mind that today it's still actually what today is the 9th here. It's
Yeah.
already 10th by them. So
Right,
today
right.
is actually the 10th in the morning. So we're gonna have a class on Sunday night our time, and we're gonna have a class on Friday night our time. Friday night we're not gonna have a class because it's gonna be Saturday morning
I
in
see.
Hyderabad.
So for us, it's gonna be Friday, Saturday off.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'm
So
fine with that. So this way, Sunday through Thursday, then
mhm,
our
mhm.
time.
So tomorrow is the last class for the week because it's gonna be Friday by them.
Sure.
Okay, all right then. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Well, I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I will create one drive and I will upload this video over there and I will share you the link.
Mohammed, okay, so let's just talk about like, the pricing for this because I mean, there's two of us and stuff like, and what we spoke about, so
Correct.
we could decide how to pay you and stuff.
Uh, you mean to say how you are going to pay in? So what I will be doing is I am giving you 8 days time. Okay. So if you're happy with my batch and everything, then we'll proceed with that, or else it's your call. See, pricing is not important for me. If you learn this, whatever you are paying, that is nothing for you. Skills, if you have, it will
Oh,
bring money for you. Definitely, right? It's not a big deal.
right,
So
right.
it's
Of
all
course.
up to you. It's all up to you. It's a need for for living. That's it. Not more than that.
Okay. I mean, no, I mean, I like the way you explain everything and, it sounds like you're very, very experienced in this and this is something that I really like.
Thank
And
you.
number one thing I think for me and Hinad are like, I could definitely understand everything you're saying and grasp it.
Thank you.
So I definitely do appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely willing to, I think we're both, I could speak for both me and Hinad that we are both willing to continue for the
Mhm.
45 days and I
Okay.
know that we could definitely practice
Okay.
and grasp this.
Mohammed, what other technologies do you teach?
Uh, I go for when it comes to backend, I completely go for Java, Spring, Hibernate, Maven, and all these things. And when it comes to front end, I go for HTML, CSS, Angular, EXT.js, jQuery, and much more. And I deal only with this two. That's it. And I'm a little bit familiar with the Oracle as well. And when it comes to that database, I just use for the backend coding perspective. That's it. These things.
Okay,
So
awesome.
yeah, if you want to switch to development domain, definitely I will be helping you a lot. And if you want to go with the testing side, definitely you have to learn about the Selenium and much more. automation
Correct.
process tools, and much more.
I'm guessing you don't really know much about Selenium then.
Correct, correct.
Okay. No, it's okay because I'm learning. I have another tutor for the Selenium by itself right now.
Okay, sounds good.
So I need to definitely grasp the Java, and obviously I'm going to be taking more classes with you in the future for
Oh,
for other languages.
sure, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you, Alex. See you tomorrow.
See
Sure.
you tomorrow.
Have a nice
Thank you, Mohammed, for your
evening.
time.
Bye.
Thank
You
you.
too.
You have a good morning. Bye. Oh, sorry, Mohammed.